Well, health and wellness are at the top of minds for many as the new year gets started. And one thing folks may be thinking about is trying in the new year is eating more plant-based or vegan meals. Do you want to give it a try but not really sure where to start? Amy Longard is a plant-based nutritionist and chef and joins us live this morning. Good morning.
Hi, thanks for having me.
We're so excited to have you here. So let's just talk about some of the benefits of really incorporating plant-based meals into your diet.
For a lot of people, they're just seeing, first of all, if you're going more plant-based, first of all, you're eating more plants, which is, for a lot of us, we're just not getting enough fiber in our diet. And that's a really important thing we're hearing more for, like our gut health, our digestion, our bowel movements. There's also the benefits of, say, cardiovascular health. People are seeing improvements in sort of degenerative diseases when they start adding more plant-based foods. The list kind of goes on, and a lot of people just feel it in their energy levels when they're adding in more plant-based, whole foods plant-based.
Okay, and you don't have to make the full switch. You can kind of start incorporating it here and there. You have some tips for us today if you're thinking about going plant-based or adding it in. So what do you suggest for us?
Well, first of all, I always encourage my clients to just kind of go at their own pace. Like, we see these documentaries coming out, or you're reading a book and you get really excited, and some people have the inclination to sort of like
go full in,
take everything out of their fridge, throw everything away, and then they become overwhelmed by all these new things that they're trying to do. So just start with maybe one recipe, or kind of think of maybe doing, you know, breakfast is plant-based, or lunch is plant-based, or some people do plant-based until 6 p.m. So just trying different things that are going to help you kind of ease into that transition.
Or you say swap out certain items like your milks or your cheeses.
100%, yeah. So in terms of that, I always remind people that when you are making the switch, is looking to kind of, say if you're changing your regular meals that you were making historically, like if you were doing a chili, try beans or lentils instead of beef. Or if you make, say, a chickpea curry, maybe a chicken curry, try chickpeas instead. One of my favorites is tofu scramble, and you can actually see it in this burrito right here.
Oh, wow.
And that's a really good replacement for eggs, is where you kind of season your tofu, and it really does taste like eggs.
It even looks like eggs. Like, you would never know it wasn't eggs if you just looked at it. And these are some options from a meal delivery service, right? That's another great tip.
Yes, yeah. Well, I think for a lot of people, they find it really overwhelming to try something new, and especially if they're not confident in the kitchen. A meal delivery service is a really good way to kind of have meals delivered to you. It saves you time, saves you money, and actually saves food waste, because a lot of people buy all this stuff and then it sits in their fridge and goes bad.
Something will go bad. So this is like you're getting everything right there for you and done, so you don't have to think about it. Okay, what are we creating today? I'm so excited about this.
So this is a chickpea salad. This is kind of a good alternative to, say, a chicken salad, or also, as I was telling you earlier, a tuna salad. But I'll tell you a little bit how we'll do this. So I've already pre-mashed the chickpeas. You can see them just mashed up in there. I use my immersion blender, but you could use a potato masher or something like that.
Do you have to cook them first?
No, those are just straight from the can, rinse off the can, and dump them into the bowl.
Perfect.
And I'm just gonna add in, this is a nutritional yeast. This is something that comes into play. I know you're dairy-free, so you know nutritional yeast.
I know all about this.
So we're just gonna add that in.
Like a cheesy substitute.
It makes things taste a little bit cheesy, a little bit of that umami flavor. So then I also have some celery and cucumbers I'm gonna add in there. Or you could add pickles as well. I just had cucumbers today. So I'm gonna add a little bit of pepper in there, and then dill. And I'm gonna add some, this is vegan mayo. So you can find a lot of different mayos out there. This is just one I brought today, but there's a lot of options if you're looking to switch to an egg-free mayo. So I'm just gonna grab a bit of this. It's about a
And believe it or not, the vegan mayonnaise actually tastes really good.
It is really good.
You hardly even
You wouldn't notice, honestly. No. You would not notice at all.
Especially when it's really mixed into something like that, you really don't notice.
So you just kind of mix everything, everything together.
That's okay, we're used to mess.
It's gonna go flying out here.
We both have kids, so this is the norm in the kitchen, right?
Yes, well, and that's the thing. I do cook with my daughter a lot, and she loves this salad. It's one of her favorites in her lunch. This is a great toddler option for school. It's also nut-free, so it's school safe. We have to think about that now too.
We do.
So you really just want to mix it all in, get the flavor in there. I would also add some green onions. You could add red onions. You could add Vidalia onions, whatever your thing is.
Pickle, like you mentioned. I love the pickle idea because I'm a pickle girl.
It takes it other level, because we do have the dill in there, but that pickle just gives it a little crunch.
Yeah.
And then I like to squeeze over just a little bit of lemon, just to give it a little bit of tang.
And then what's the sauce?
And then, I actually forgot about this. So tamari, I'm gonna add some tamari in. This is going to give it a little bit of the saltiness. So you could add tamari or soy sauce. So if you're gluten-free, you want to do a gluten-free tamari. But you could do a soy sauce as well, or just season with salt. So we've got it really nicely seasoned here. And you could add in also, I was saying earlier, before we came on air, you could do a bit of dulse seaweed powder or nori, and that will actually give it sort of an essence of tuna, as opposed to sort of the chicken salad. It's gonna kind of take it that other way. So that we would just
Interesting.
kind of serve
And
this
dulse is
up.
so good for us because it has iodine. in
Iodine,
it,
yes.
Which we're all kind of lacking.
And that's it. We don't get enough iodine in our diet. And you could just serve it on a little,
Wow.
just a wrap like this. You could actually use it with Mary's crackers, which I'm sure you know very well.
I know Mary's crackers. I'm just going to take a little bite of this with a
Sure.
spoon so I could try it out. And you would even add some toppings to it?
I would add in some sprouts like this, so little microgreens. You could just top them on there to make it look a little pretty, or just add crunch.
That's so good.
Yeah, it is. It's really good. I love it. And yeah, you could add in some lettuce. You could add in some pickled jalapenos if you like spiciness. So this is something that's very versatile. It's going to give you a really good introduction to plant-based eating. This could be somebody's new lunch, just to try it out. Maybe you normally eat chicken salad. Bring this for lunch. Try it out.
I'm going to try out, make this. I'm going to make it for my kids and see if they enjoy it.
And try it with crackers too, or even just try it on regular bread.
It's so
whatever they
good.
like. Yeah.
Wow, delicious. Thanks so much for joining us today. Where can people find you if they want to follow along?
Well, they can find me on Instagram. It's just at Amy Longard, or on my website. And I have a bunch of recipes on my website. And also I have some upcoming cooking classes. So check that out on my events page if you want to learn more, because cooking is really the way to learn something new.
I love it. Thank you so much for joining us today.